some breaking news from New York City. A plane has crashed in one of the towers of the World Trade Center, and moments after that, the West Twin Tower was also hit and damaged by the impact of another passenger plane. On 11 September 2001, known as 9/11 in USA, Islamist extremists hijacked 4 planes that were flying above the US. 2 of them were flown into the Twin Tower of the World Trade Center in New York. The first one at 8:45 a.m. and the second one at 9:03 a.m. as US time. Another one was crashed into the Pentagon, the top military building in Washington, and the 4th plane was crashed in the field in Pennsylvania. This is the biggest terroristic attack ever on America. The attacks were carried out by the terroristic group Al-Qaeda. 19 hijackers took control of the 4 planes led by Mohammed Atta.
Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone is a fantasy film directed by Chris Columbus and distributed by Warner Bros. Pictures. It is based on J.K. Rowling's 1997 novel of the same name. Its story follows Harry Potter's first year at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, as he discovers that he is a famous wizard and begins his education. The film stars Daniel Radcliffe as Harry Potter, with Rupert Grint as Ron Weasley and Emma Watson as Hermione Granger. Warner Bros. Bought the film rights to the book in 1999 for a reported £1 million. Production began in the United Kingdom in 2000, with Chris Columbus being chosen to create the film from a short list of directors that included Steven Spielberg and Rob Reiner. Rowling insisted that the entire cast must be British and Irish, and the film was shot at Leavesden Film Studios and historic buildings around the UK. The film was released in theaters in the UK and US on November 2001. Already, the film is a great success.
In the end, all that matters is what you've done.
The world is in shock. Florentino Perez has just broken the transfer record. He pays 73 million euros for the service of Zidane. The captain of France is going to do well in Real Madrid because he is one of the best players in the world. He won the World Cup in 1998 and the European Championship in 2000 with France. The previous record was in the name of Luis Figo, who went from Barcelona to Real Madrid for 51 million euros.
On the 29th of November, George Harrison died from lung cancer at the age of 58. In May 2001, it was revealed that he had undergone an operation to remove a cancerous growth from one of his lungs, and later in July it was reported that he was being treated for a brain tumor at a clinic in Switzerland. He then later died at a friend's home in Los Angeles, only 2 years after a knife attack by an intruder at his Friar Park home. Harrison was an English musician, singer-songwriter, music and film producer who achieved international fame as the lead guitarist of the Beatles. He was often referred to as the Quiet Beatle. After the band's breakup in 1970, he released a triple album called All Things Must Pass, a critically acclaimed work that produced his most successful hit single, My Sweet Lord. His first marriage to model Pattie Boyd in 1966 ended in divorce in 1977. The following year, he married Olivia Arias, with whom he had a son, Donnie. His funeral was held at the Realization Fellowship Lake Shrine. His remains were cremated at Hollywood Forever Cemetery, and the ashes were scattered by his close family, according to Hindu tradition, in a private ceremony in the Ganges and Yamuna River in India. He left an estate of almost £100 million. Now his son Danny is now debuting as a professional musician, assisting in recording his father's final album called Brainwashed, and completing it with the assistance of Jeff Lynne after his father's death in November.
Michael is the European Athlete of the Year. It is a car racer and he has many rounds to his name. He has been 7 times world champion. No one can stop the man who is driving for Ferrari. But there are also rumors that he will go to McLaren. It is the area of Michael at this moment. We will certainly hear a lot from him in the future.
In the Netherlands, same-sex marriage has been legal since 1 April 2001. The Netherlands was the first country in the world to legalize same-sex marriage.
The weather of 2001. The average temperature of the year is 10 degrees. The warmest day is 34 degrees. 2001 is in the top 10 warmest years in Belgium.
Hi, Mr. President. Do you remember the first day in the White House?
Yes, I had a date in 1969 with Tricia Nixon, the president's Nixon's daughter.
And how did that happen?
I think it was an arranged date.
Oh, that's interesting. And my last question, do you like to watch television?
No, not really. I'm too busy.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for answering my questions. Have a nice day.